The bottom right hand side of the map, we'll be starting with our blue Zerg player from Storm Gaming. It is going to be the one and only True. Our current reigning WCS champion. He came second place in the SGL Cup number 3, losing out to Bjorn 1-3 in the finals. He did beat Bjorn though in the group stages, so True definitely looking pretty good and should be a favourite to advance out of this group today. It's an interesting one though, because I feel as though we could actually see Bly, Mana, or Natural actually maybe taking down True, and I actually think it's one of those groups where you definitely maybe have a favourite in True, and then actually second place is up in the air, but actually even the favourite could maybe not make it out here if the matches don't go his way. So let's see how this is going to go. He is the blue Zerg to the bottom right, as I've mentioned. His opponent, his first opponent of the day, is going to be our red Terran player here to the bottom left hand side of New Gettysburg. Let's hear it if you're going to be cheering on Natural. Again, he spawns to the bottom left hand side of New Gettysburg. Map number 1. Map 2 will be King Sejong Station. Map 3 will be the one and only Galactic Process. So an interesting map pool. No Frozen Temple, no Frost. Interesting means that Natural obviously not afraid to play on New Gettysburg. True. I wonder how the vetoes went. I imagine True vetoed Dasan. Apotheosis vetoed by Natural. And then I don't know who vetoed what. I mean, who vetoed Frost and who vetoed Frozen? Maybe True vetoed Frozen to get rid of the free Rex Reaper play. And then a veto of Frost from Natural to get rid of the potential cross spawns, which he might not enjoy playing on. So, we're going to be seeing this Reaper just going to be coming in and looking to get some damage done early on. Just having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. Going to drop a grenade here again, and ooh, actually loses the Reaper. So a bit of a mistake by Natural here early. So that Reaper goes down, and that's a little bit of a shame to start us off. This is going to be our only match of the day, which is Korea versus Korea, guys. So after this, we'll be going on to a different server. Actually, I wonder if True is in Korea. I didn't actually think about this. It's a little bit interesting. I actually didn't think about this at all. Is True actually in Korea, or is he in America? Interesting. Anyways, we'll figure it out as time goes by. We'll also have Mana Bly, I guess, on the EU server. Anyways, we'll be swapping servers throughout the day based on the matches, guys, so we'll have to do that as the day goes on. We do see out of Natural his build order starting to be revealed right now. It's been revealed some while ago, really, but you can get a good idea of it now. The 2 racks, the factory, are going to go into the starboard very soon as well. Stimpack already on the way up. That's True. Just going to sit with a few Zerglings to the side here. Just wait for an opportunity to maybe run in, get a Zerg, an SCV kill or something more, and then back away once again. He'll move in towards his 3rd hatch now as well. 340, very standard timing when going for a pneumatized carapace opening. As True comes into that main base and just has a little bit of a scout around. From True as well, you always have to be so scared, because when he opens pneumatized carapace, he's always got that potential, True, because he loves to do it, of dropping banelings into your mineral lines, or dropping links into your main base, and stuff like that. So this Overlord is going to sit down to the south, and again, these few Marines from Natural just continue to move around, just looking to push those Zerglings away, keep himself safe for now, and again, the Medivacs will come out shortly to lift those Marines up and whisk them away off to the other side of the map. Obviously, at that point, we'll see, hopefully Natural will have completed the wall at the front, some engineering bays, more depots, whatever it takes, because if you don't have a wall at the front, that's when you become very vulnerable to Zergling counterattacks here, and that's one way that True loves to play, of course, and so, you know, you don't want to let him start doing that from an early stage, and especially when you're super punishable by a counterattack as well. 2 more depots coming down, which means then the engineering bay will finish the wall, so he is going to be nice and safe here. A few Marines actually going hunting for either Zerglings or an Overlord, perhaps. I'm not going to find anything, though, so they're just going to pull back. There's that engineering bay. True on the other side of the map will go for a single, for the double melee upgrade, so +1/+1 on the way from him, going into Ling Queen base defense. For now, these Marines get picked up as the Medivacs begin to cross the map. Currently avoiding the Overlord so far, which is quite nice. So these couple of Medivacs coming across will be unloading here shortly. Going to see a 3rd Medivac and a Liberator on the way. I like this because you're not going to get enough units out of out of the barracks in time to make use of a 2nd Medivac or 4th Medivac. Just going to see a 3rd Medivac added on, and again the Liberator going to be coming in as well. So 1 more Medivac of units, and you'll get that Liberator into mineral lines. Double engineering bay out of Natural is going to mean that he's going to want to here go for a sort of setup, which is he's going to want to go for like a setup which is just going to be macro focus into a 3rd base in the near future. True, just going to ask maybe about lag. People I think all over the place have been lagging. Maybe that's a ready question, because he responded the same way. I don't know. Oh, go. I forgot I'm referee. I forgot we stopped tournaments. I forgot I'm the referee of the games now. God damn it. Wardy in charge. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, this isn't my cup or tournament or anything. But the organizers are just like, hey, this is the tournament, and we basically just want you to run it. So, you know, we'll get the players, but we want you to organize it all in-game and stuff, and do the advertisement and stuff and whatever. It's a little bit weird. Anyways, these initial drop is going to be fairly successful. I mean, trades quite nicely, loses one of the medevacs, which is, I mean, painful, but not the end of the world. Problem is now, I guess, that he's going to lose a few more units as he tries to get away here. He can only lift up 8 Marines. Another medevac coming across them. We're just waiting for that Liberator to... Well, Liberator's actually popped. Where is it? Liberator, where art thou? Has he cancelled it? There it is. God, why am I so blind when it comes to Liberators? I have no idea. Anyways, you're going to be seeing these few units starting to unload here from Natural, getting ready to go for his second wave of this attack. That's a wooden mine in there as well, so just going to continue to try and be aggressive. And right now, there isn't actually that many Zerglings out for True. He's going to lose a couple queens at the front as well. Move commands into these Marines. He's going to lose every single queen. Oh no, there's the Zerglings from the back. I was wondering where they all were. The Zerglings on their own. That is problematic. A couple of drones going down as the Liberator sieges up in the main base as well. True will pull his queen around to try and work his way against that. But already good damage done here. True has to dodge away once again with the queen. Liberator just going to have to keep on trying to fight this. The queen actually going to be in the center of this now. Still gets away. One shot taken. Eventually this will go down as we see the Marines to the top side. Getting lifted up, evacuated once again, but not before they trade out with a few more Zerglings and a choke point. 2 more medevacs and Natural will just keep on dropping, keep on applying pressure throughout this game. Plus 1 upgrades will be finishing for him shortly, and True hasn't even started a lair yet. Oh, he has started a lair now, but he hadn't started a lair for a long time. So his 2-2 upgrades are very delayed here too. So True's 2-2 is delayed, and that's going to mean that our Terran player will actually be able to play catch-up on upgrades, and we'll be taking them into... Well, we'll be taking even upgrades into towards the mid-game, so that's pretty nice here. We're going to see Zerglings coming in again. I'm just going to be seeing the Zerglings coming in and cleaning on up. A few more Marines over to this side, and it's maybe one more Zergling that gets taken down right now. Widowmine is just going to join up as well, and 4 medevacs, a bunch of Marines, and a Widowmine just going to start moving over to the right here. Another medevac going to load up right now. There's those Marines stimming forwards, looking to see what they can do. Trying to fight against a few of those Zerglings. So a few Zerglings going to start running in. This Widowmine hit could be huge, but it goes off from the first 2 Marines. If he targeted that into the center of the Lings, well, that would have been truly terrifying. Can you imagine how much damage you would have done? Because those Lings were so clumped up. We're going to unload again now and try and fight here, but just not quite having enough out before the Zerglings come in to engage. Number 2 medevacs, and again, Natural will just keep on dropping while setting up his third base. Again, his entire game plan at this point is looking to just be about dropping, harassing, doing more damage, and keeping True pinned back, and keeping True in a little bit of a tougher position. So I'm going to be seeing him still with these medevacs to the top side. One of them very low. Has to be cautious about that. Might even be worth swapping the Marines out of that medevac into the full health one, and sort of going from there. Man, I wonder who's lagging. That's a pretty big lag spike. Anyways, Marines stemming in. You're going to see a few drones starting to go down. And actually a spawning pool being targeted as well. So True's going to lose his ability to make Zerglings, which opens up about a minute or so timing where Natural can really attack and just punish his opponent for not having had any production during that time. At the same time, fighting to the top side. Actually has enough to fight up here. Does lose the drops down to the bottom side of the Marines down to the bottom side. So he runs out of kind of momentum over there. Still fighting in this direction. He's going to get these Lings. He's going to get the Queens. Because guess what? These Lings and Banes are just out of position. True's all over the place, being pulled apart right now. Natural is doing what Natural should be doing. He targets down a couple of Banes, lifts up again, and just still being so annoying. 6 drones killed in this last engagement. There's a few more killed just before that as well. Now at this point, True, look how many minerals he's stacking up because he can't build anything because his spawning pool isn't built anymore. That is going to finish in a moment or two, which will help him to recover in this. And as we're just going to be seeing, Marines, Marauders going to be coming out. We're going to be seeing these few medevacs from Natural going to be moving in towards the top side. That's Widowmine going to be burrowing here, and I'm just going to be seeing that actually going off in just a single Zerglin, although it runs into the rest of the Lings and actually ends up doing huge amounts of splash damage. Widowmine takes 16 kills with his first shot of the game, and Natural's momentum just keeps on building here in this best of 3 game number 1 on New Gettysburg. True, who took down Bjorn in the group stages last time around, is not looking so hot here in the first game of the day. Also, I mean, a lot of it comes down to losing those initial queens, and that allows Natural to really keep on building momentum, snowballing the effect of this game so far. So, you got to keep that in mind to some extent, but at the same time too, I don't know, I feel as though True's been making some more mistakes as well, you know, not being paying attention to all of his units all over the place, etc. Notice you see this hatchery gets taken down here, and drone falls as well. A couple of Widow Mines burrowed to this top side. Lots of Zerglings going to be trying to run down this direction, and Widow Mines going to go off. I was actually afraid that the Widow Mines good enough on the bio units more than the Zerg units there. As we're going to see some SCVs getting picked off as they head towards the 4th base. This is True counterattacking, doing what he does best. Still Natural pushing up to the top side. Balins roll in though. Really good Balin connections. That's the sort of connections which do begin to change the pacing of a game. So True getting some good Balin hits, but he needs more. We'll force this away for now. He's still fighting an uphill battle, but he's started to get himself jogging. You know, he's starting to get there. However, throwing away a few things like this, that won't help too much. Liberate over here has been picking up some kills as well. Actually up to 14 kills. That's the majority of the drones that have just gone down. Liberate comes back in, so will get one more drone kill. And actually True's just going to type out of the game, realizing that he's just not got enough. I think he took a fight out on the map as well at the same time. He just... His eye! Remember when people actually used to tell that joke? Maybe that's just me, because I don't know, like... That used to be such a good joke when I was like 5 years old. It's like, what's the capital of England? E! Oh, what a joker. Really funny guy. Capital of Iceland. It's Reykjavik, right? Please don't say that's another country, because then I'm going to look like a complete and utter moron. Alright, guys, we're going to be jumping into game number 2 right now. Natural versus True. As we go into this, our blue town player to the top left is going to be from MVP. He is Natural, and he does lead this series. 1-0 right now. So he leads the series 1-0. And down to the bottom right, our red Zerg player from Psystorm Gaming is going to be True. So setting up into second game, King Sejong is our map. Again, this is our first series of 6 in the SGL Cup number 4 Group A today. I'm going to see this Overlord just moving in towards the upper left-hand side. Command center starting to build up on the Natural. And just getting set up and ready to go. Got some more people coming in with where they're from. Ottawa, Norway, Thailand, Belarus, New York, Ukraine, New Zealand again. Uzbekistan, well that's an interesting one. Hong Kong, you still got people from everywhere, man, what is going on? London, yes, UK hype. Tynemouth, Northeast hype. I'll get on that. Norway again. New Zealand is the most beautiful country in the world. I really someday hope I can go, but not for a while. It's quite the journey, right? Quite a journey. The Netherlands represent. Good day to you, my Dutch friend. Moscow, Spain, Italy, like people all over the place. Isn't it crazy? It always blows my mind when people are from all over the world watching the stream. I'll never get old asking that question. It will never get old. Alright, Reaper at the front doesn't do too much here straight away. You're going to be seeing a few Zerglings just nibbling away on those rocks to the right hand side. So, a few Zerglings just nibbling away at rocks to the right hand side here. I'm just going to be seeing Creep Tumor starting to spread off to this right hand side as well. Overlord overhead from True. Still just sort of looking away and looking to see how things are going. A couple of Hellions on the way out. I mean, Hellion base opening. Something we don't see all too often. Marine's still building no tech lab, which is very suggestive that we might just see an armory coming down very shortly and turn this into a little bit of a Hellbat attack. Although the armory will have to come in sooner rather than later, because it's getting to that point where the medevac will be out and starting to move across the map very, very soon. Armory starts up from Natural. So armory coming in from Natural right now. I'm just going to be seeing this Overlord here just overhead from True. Still just going to be safe until that medevac comes out. In fact, with only 3 or 4 Marines, he probably not take the time to kill this Overlord. They'll just lift up and go straight across the map. Here come the Hellions as well. True has a good idea that this is coming though. Spinecrawler already starts to build up on his Natural expansion. I'm just going to see that third hatchery coming up to being about halfway done right now as these Hellions still moving through the center of the map. A few medevac with a few Marines coming across here as well. I'm just going to be seeing Natural morphing in the first few Hellbats. Only 3 here already, but there's 2 more. Again, Spike from the high ground will help a lot with this. And True's not made too many Zerglings. He's actually going to go and counter-attack almost immediately with all of his Zerglings, using that Spinecrawler to help him defend for now. Well, this is actually interesting because there isn't a complete wall at home. There's only 2 Hellions. If those Zerglings get a surround straight away, this could be deadly. As here we go, in we go, and oh, they actually morph into Hellbats, so that will help. He'll actually now go up into the main base. Doesn't make it up there, though. And actually, these Zerglings not able to do too much. Maybe able to cancel the third CC. That should be about it, as, yeah, he's not going to fight into the Hellbat, so he backs away from that, but canceling the third CC is still a bit of a victory. Let's see a Hellbat drop going to go in towards the main, while the rest of the Hellbats and Marines go towards the third base. True. Still only really if Queens to sort of clean this up. His Zerglings are actually still going across the map and seeing what else they can get up to right now. A few more Lings going to try and dive in once again, picking off a Marine to begin with, starting to fight against the Hellbats too. The rest of his Zerglings going to stream in a moment or so as Queen's still trying to defend. 4 drones and a Queen in the main base are going to go down, and actually more drones as they come back in. Oh my god, true, no! They're stacked up, the drones! Oh my god, this is more than just a barbecue. This is a burning mineral line right now. 18 workers killed by Natural is true. He's going to have to do major damage here with this counterattack to make up for this. 20 workers killed. I mean, he's just not doing the same amount of damage here, is he? I mean, 6 SCVs killed off. He's way behind. That being said, he will deny the CC from mining on the Natural for a little while, and he could still come up this ramp and maybe get something done too. Natural, please don't not lift your CC. Please don't not lift your CC. What is going on today? This is the 3rd time we've seen a Terran player today not lift their command center up. When paying way too much attention on the other side of the map to not even go back and lift your CC for a split second. Oh my god, well that's true. Right back into this game. Morphs and Banelings as well. We'll go Baneling bust up this ramp. I mean, actually, the Baneling bust might have just killed Natural anyways because he doesn't actually have any units back at home to defend. So Lings and Bane's going to get through, and yeah, actually, the Baneling bust would have killed him anyways, but still, losing the Natural CC just means that even if he does clean this up, he's not going to be able to do much. Stimpack is going to be denied at 0.4 seconds left. Oh my god, True is making some crazy stuff happen in this. I mean, look at this. Actually, I mean, he is going to be able to defend against it, right? So now it does come down to the fact he doesn't have a Natural CC. Banelings are looking for connection. They'll just go over here. I mean, actually, if you can get the mineral line where everything's stacked up, that'd be great. Baneling doesn't quite know where to go. I think this would be the safest option, but he wants more. He wants a lot more. Gets 2 workers, though, in the end. 7 workers killed in total here. The last couple of Lings are still trying to chase down a Hellion at the moment. Finally, they get cleaned out. True now takes a 44 to 29 worker lead. There's another command center coming in from Natural. And this command center going to be able to float on out to the Natural base, of course, very shortly. But man, he shouldn't have to do that. That should be a 3rd command center. That should be him in a huge lead now after what has happened so far. Man, you guys are going crazy to the Hellbats, killing all the drones. Just wait until you see the Natural command center dying. A game of mistakes here so far by our players. Are going to see this Queen, a couple of Queens taking some damage. We'll see this Liberator going to unsiege and reposition here shortly. Liberator going to back off a little bit. Natural CC will lift up and come land in location down on the low ground now. So Natural CC going to be landing here. +1 attack going to finish from Natural. He actually already has +1 armor, so he'll have a 1-1 upgrade lead. But he's down 26 workers. 26 workers deficit. That is huge. Let me see Natural. I mean, he's still a bit ahead in army. I mean, he might just be able to make an attack happen. Can I just remind you, he did deny Stim on 0.4 seconds or something. That's crazy. Like, that could be the difference now. Natural could be attacking with Stimpack. Let's see a Baneling drop getting set to go in towards the main base. So here we go. Into the main we head. And we're going to be seeing this Baneling drop just going to stop short. Hellbats are going to lift up to kind of get into position. Here we go now, moving further in. Banelings will drop down, and these best CVs do not respond at all. Apparently they like playtime with the Banelings. They like to cuddle. And we're just going to be seeing this overall drop picking off 7 more workers, just continuing to slow Natural down. And True, from a game he was very, very dead in, is now very much so alive and looking to take us into game number 3 in our first series of the day. A couple more Zerglings going to drop down here. Look at the Baneling connection. 17 workers now killed. 1 Zergling actually saved from this as well. Still a Baneling in the main base, which will come into. Actually, all the low health workers have been evacuated from the main, so this Baneling won't get too much done. May want to go over here and just kill this Baneling. Kill that SCV just to get 1 kill. And I guess those workers are low now for later in the game as well. That can actually help, you know. Anyways, still this push coming in from Natural has some potential behind it. He is 36 army supply to 41 with a 1-1 upgrade lead. It's not impossible that he makes this work, that he makes this happen still. It really, really isn't. You see a lot of Banes, but obviously no Bane speed. He needs a really good fight. He needs some good Widowmine hits, a good fight in general. Let's see if he can do something with this attack. He really needs to micro his heart out though. He really needs to do everything. Target with fire with the Widowmines. He also needs to just attack. The longer he waits here, the worse this is going to be for him. The longer he waits, the more time True has to just set up here. Queen will go down. A few Banes to the side as well. Oh, one of them is still connecting though. Well, Medevac's going to lead the charge with these Marines so he can lift up and just get away. He has a nice little pick-off, but again, he needs more. One Wooden Man goes off on one Zergling there. That's not quite what we're talking about, and True just continues to take a lead in army supply as time ticks away for Natural. What is he, what is he sort of waiting for at this point? There's nothing for him to really wait for any longer. Some Zergling's going to come in, surround a Marine there. Another couple of Marines going to get surrounded, taken down. And he's shutting down the reinforcements. Natural going to lose a couple of Hellbats to Banelings as well. And nothing is going right for him any longer. It's just one of those games where, I mean, this is just over. So, True's going to force us into game 3 on Galactic Process. You're going to see this counterattack of Banelings and Zerglings. I'll get shut down, so that's something going Natural's way at least. So, able to shut that down. That's nice. Overlords and Lings just sat over to the right-hand side as well. He's going to be seeing those Hellbats still just sat at the front here. Wouldn't mind. We'll get taken down by the Banelings before we can go off. Some Zerglings sent forwards to deal with the next Wouldn't mind, which is actually getting burrowed currently. Just a few Banelings going to waddle forwards. No Bane speed yet, although it is on the way. Nice little splits. Comes back, actually cleans up the Wooden Mine as he takes down that Hellbat. Again, it doesn't really matter how efficiently True is playing right now because he has double the economy and more of his opponent. He's 4 bases against 2. There's no sign of a third command center. There's 33 SCVs against the 69 drones. So he's going to catch a few Marines out in the open. Again, he can probably just run up into this natural expansion if he wanted to. It might be nice if he was to set up a couple of Banes to go with this. Don't think True Raz that isn't a Spore Crawler. Spine Crawler. You'd think it would just kind of learn to kind of shoot upright, to poke upwards. I mean, a Spine Crawler is, it can reach so far on the ground. Why can't it just shoot up? Does it really have such a hard time fighting against the gravitational potential? I guess so. Gravity's the hard things for Spine Crawlers to fight against, apparently. Here we go. Bane's going to roll on in here, taking down a few Lings to begin with. And, well, honestly, there's just so much from True. He streams on in, up the ramp he goes, into the main. Everything from Natural will begin to die. He launches a counterattack to try and get something done. Are we going to see a CC on the Natural die for the second time in a row? Yes, we are. And, well, now he's just going to lift up everything. He's going to try and counterattack. I don't think he realizes how far ahead True is. He probably thinks that his initial attack put him into a really good position, which it did until he threw away his CC and so on. So he's going to fight until the very, very end, but realistically at this point, what is he meant to do? He is killing a lot of drones with these Liberators. He's now down to 0 SCVs of his own. Ling's going to come in here. It's not a great position to fight in, but it's not going to be enough for Natural, and that's going to be GG. True takes it, and he's going to tie us up. Alright, let's do this then. Let's jump into game number 3 of this series. We have to the top right-hand side from Psystorm Gaming, our blue Zerg player. It is True. And he's going to be going up against the red Terran down to the bottom left side. Let's hear it if you're going to be cheering on Natural. Alright, so he's set up into game 3 of this best of 3 series. And one of the main questions we'll be focusing on here on Galactic Process is going to be whether or not we will be able to see a 3-Rack Reaper coming out of the Terran player. Looks as though no is the answer. It's a very quick answer to our question. But it is pretty much what you ask yourself on Galactic Process. And True obviously probably asked himself this question as well when he let it come into the map pool. And he said, okay, well that's fine. He's even going to open just with hatch gas pool. So no gas pool opening. Nothing to just sort of set himself up to try and defend against a 3-Rack Reaper initially. So True going to play standard. Doesn't feel like his opponent will 3-Rack Reaper here. It actually seems 3-Rack Reaper to be a much more common thing in the European scene and the European TVZ metagame than in the Korean metagame. We see Bjorn doing it a bit, but even he's kind of stopped doing it quite a lot recently, so just going to be seeing Natural, just with a very standard expansion to kick us off here into game number 3. So hatch gas pool on the way up, we're going to be seeing the CC on the low ground, and there's a factory follow-up, and that gives us a good idea of what this kind of the game plan is going to be out of Natural. Obviously with a factory already on the way, we're not going to be seeing something like a 2-1-1 push like the last game. We're just going to be seeing him going straight into... Well, actually, sorry, it wasn't a 2-1-1 push in the last game. It was in game number 1. We'll be going into maybe like a Hellbat-based attack once again here. Let's see how it goes. We're going to be seeing this... Reaper just moving in towards the upper right-hand side. Having a little bit of a look to see how things are going. We'll start that Reaper Zergling dance. Be seeing Reaper continue to drop some grenades. stuff like that. So Reaper just kind of danced around, does get away alive, which is important as well. Wants to keep that up to scout. For example, seeing when the third base comes down, maybe get an idea if there's going to be a fast lair or not. Those sort of things. Well, crazy game number 2 as well, can I just remind you guys. There goes the Reaper. Natural actually hasn't been very good with his Reapers at all in this series. He lost his Reaper very early in game number 1 as well. So Reaper's going down. But yeah, what a crazy game number 2 that was. Like, really, it was just out of this world ridiculous what happened. I mean, just to remind you guys, it was like, you know, Natural basically won by killing off so many workers. Then he let his CC die on the Natural, and then he lost his Stim Pack by 0.3 seconds or something. It was crazy. Really crazy. Link speed and Neotize characters will finish here from True. Sticking to his sort of standard build order here, also going to put that third hatch down right now. So it's the same build order out of True as what we've seen in the last couple of games. Nothing out of the ordinary, very, very standard stuff. Just setting up nicely into this right now. A couple of Hellions moving around here. We're going to have a little bit of a look to see what's going on, what's happening. A couple of Queens currently building from True as well, and 4 Hellions now at the front. We're going to see a Banshee on the way, although no Cloak. So just a Cloakless Banshee keeps you very safe against roach-based attacks, etc. Without kind of going, you know, without being too much of a commitment. It's alright for harassing, it's not the best, but it keeps you very safe on the map and it helps you to really maintain the map control throughout the early stages of the game here. 6 Hellions now joined up together. These Zerglings actually moving across the map to counterattack. Banshee will run into these, so that gives True the idea there's a Banshee on the map. It also means that, obviously, Natural will now know that these Zerglings are coming in. He's going to come in and, ooh, he actually has a really good shot with those first Hellions. Look at the splash damage he did there. That's a really good connection. And again, wow, these are really well-targeted Hellions right now. Really well positioned when he's firing, just to get the most damage done so you can clean this up just a little bit faster. More Hellions coming back home, though, because in the end he does have to kind of focus on cleaning this up. And yeah, he's just going to clean this up and Zerglings go down, and then he'll probably continue across the map once more. Try and get a little bit more done. Banshee actually pulled back as well. A little bit of a mistake there by Natural. But once more now begin to move out onto the map. So there's Banshee coming in towards the third base. Gonna be having a little bit of a look to see what's gonna happen. Just nibbling away at this right now. And a few Hellions just sort of sat down this ramp. So a few Hellions sat down the ramp and just gonna start working their way through some Zerglings. Zergling's going to turn and fight this though, and actually he's going to set up a surround of Zerglings coming in the other direction. Hellions are going to get taken down here. So Zerglings are going to get rid of those Hellions here initially. We're going to be seeing the Queen's going to come across the map too. So True's actually going to go for this kind of drop-based play, which we kind of came to know and love thanks to his play at the WCS Summer Championship. This tank here is doing a lot of damage though. The Banshee goes down. Now he'll start to target the tank. However, it's being repaired. He needs to get through the Zerglings. He needs the Zerglings here to actually get some damage onto these SCVs to start cleaning this up. I mean, Natural sort of saw this coming. He has set up with a lot of bunkers, but his SCVs won't repair them, and actually there's just not enough Marines to go in the bunkers. And so True is going to break through into the Natural expansion. He's going to clean out the rest of these units, the depots, the bunkers. Everything's going to be going down, and True going to be just in a fantastic position here now in game number 3. And well, there's a Liberator, but he can actually, oh, he's going to lose the Overlord. Doesn't get a transfuse on it in time because he didn't drop the Queens in time. Trying to break through the Natural expansion, the main base. I was going to say, please don't let the Natural expansion die off once again. We've seen too many times today a Natural command center being killed when it could have just lifted to stay alive. And we've seen this group of Zerglings just going to be fired onto by a siege tank, and then they're going to move down to this side and just start to work their way through the rocks. So rocks starting to take some damage, and medevac here. We're going to see what's going to be going on, another Queen going to lift up as well. And Marines just going to be starting to work their way against that Overlord, just starting to push it back. A few Zerglings going to be coming in and going to be trying to clean up what they can as well. There's a few more Queens coming back, and again seeing what they can get up to, lifting up once again, pulling away to the right hand side. That Overlord goes down, and Zergling's going to keep on moving forwards here, looking to try and catch those Marines. I mean, True just has so many units, he just swarms on in. Third CC is going to be under damage as well. He'll have to lift this, and these Zerglings going back towards the Natural expansion to get some more SCV kills. There's a lift on the third base, but again, over to the Natural expansion, more damage being done. 5 more SCVs killed, 6 more, 7 more, 8 more. I mean, now he's on 50 workers to 24. Army supplies are pretty even. he does have a little bit of an upgrade lead, but the thing is his economy is just going to boost him up in terms of unit count, and that'll just put him into a fantastic position here. And game number 3, still, it's kind of to Natural once again to try and attempt to more or less kind of counterattack and win the game, I guess, because at this point, I don't think he's going to have much hope if he does anything other than trying to counterattack. Medevac just going to reposition a tank up here. This Medevac still dropping some Marines around as well. Marines loading up into this one, and again, just action all over the place. Balin there starting to come down from True. There's the lag coming up for him as well in the main. And a few Marines just unloading to this left-hand side. Going to come in. We're going to see some drones starting to drop down very quickly here. 3 drones killed almost immediately. So we 3 workers picked off straight away, and then jumping up in towards the main base now. Going to load again and just again see what's going on. You can see those few Zerglings starting to stream forwards, and well, this drop not doing too much. I mean, True is denying it, and he's defending as he needs to just keep his advantage in this. Again, it's up by 25 workers. The army supply is still even, but as time goes by, he'll get further ahead. You know, time is definitely his friend in this game, whereas Natural needs to figure out what he's going to do. He's on 3 CC, so he has got triple mule, and he does have 3 worker production. So, I mean, he's got the potential to come back, but again, from a 25-30 worker deficit, it's just unrealistic. In other maps, it's, in other situations, it's actually a, you know, on other maps, it's sort of a, on other kind of worker deficits, it's okay, but I think 25 to 30 is just a little bit too large. Liberated, though, starting to do some damage, picks off a queen, a couple of drones, a lava as well. I mean, little bits and pieces like this are nice. However, another Ling attack into the 3rd base, and every time we see some SCVs going down, everything that Natural has done to kind of get himself back into the game is just sort of undone. And the 3rd CC falls! Oh my god, Terran players have just forgotten how to lift command centers today. I mean, that one was built in the SCV, but it's so easy to just cancel and lift. Oh man, Zergling's going to come in again. These Marines start to step back. They get into the mineral line here. Nice little choked up position. As more Zerglings are falling, and a couple of Queens targeting down a Medevac there. Medevac very low. Then jump up in towards the main base. More Zerglings being produced. Bane Nest and Bane Speed about to finish up. +2/+2 on the way from True, and again, it's just his economy allowing him to continue building upgrades and more and more and more, and so on and so on and so on. And now, okay, there's a 17 worker advantage, so Natural's clawing his way back into it, but now he's lost the 3rd command center. He doesn't have another mule. He doesn't have that extra SCV production. He's 2 base all in, 10, 11 minutes in the game, playing from behind. It's not a situation he should win from right now, as we're going to see this Medevac coming along the top side, and we'll be dropping in towards the Natural, or towards the 3rd base. In just a few moments. A couple of Widowmines going to burrow. We're going to see these Marines really fighting and cleaning out these Queens. Some good damage being done. Transfusers come down though. I mean, True again just defending. He picked up the Medevac already. This Liberator getting an Overlord kill or something. I mean, wow, kill an Overlord, please. I mean, it's still a 50 supply deficit. True, still very comfortable even if he loses 1 Overlord. So Natural has to do something more, and he's trying to. He's trying to drop. He's trying to move around the map. He's trying to attack. But every single time, True just deflects it. True just defends. True doesn't move across the map because he just says, well, I may as well just sit back and wait and play patiently just to make sure I'm going to be okay here. Losing a few drones over on this 4th base. A few Banes getting shot down here before they can connect. I'm getting to a nice little position up here. Actually, this is a very annoying position with the tank on the low ground reaching the 3rd hatchery. Allowing the Marines to kind of be elevated up, so a little bit annoying as we see these Queens going to take down the Liberator to the side. That's the thing as well, every time he does do something with a unit, he ends up losing the unit. He never is getting harassment done and then keeping the unit alive to harass again a few moments later. You know, and he's never keeping the drops alive, he's never keeping the Liberators alive. Crashing in here, some Banes, trying to reach the Marines, not quite able to. I mean, it's again still good fights out of Natural as True, just scrambling to kind of clean up. He's shutting down reinforcements now, and also a Balin drop in towards the Natural mineral line is going to claim 17 workers. Natural back down to 25 SCVs in this game. Still just trying to hang on here. After being so far ahead in game number 2, he's really going to be kicking himself for losing this series. And that game 2 is huge mistakes from Natural then, as we're going to see Zerglings coming on in. SCVs and Mules are going to get taken down. And I mean, Balin's wolfing as well. This is finally True, able to attack to finish off this game basically. Widowmine actually goes against the Terran player, hits the Marines. And that's going to be True taking game number 3. And he wins his first series of the